All right, here we go. Top right, we have Dewalt, the champion of the tournament. Bottom left, we have Sziky. Still going to be playing his heart out, you know? Still going to be trying really, really hard to pick up a win. To have that additional prize money. And, of course, we're on Vermeer. Back on Vermeer. The greatest map that we have currently. And I got to tell you, it's certainly been a fun tournament so far. Thanks again for everyone who's tuned in to watch. And a big cheers to Dewalt. Can't wait to see if he's going to win 8 games here. But certainly showing himself. I mean, looking at this tournament, he does look like he is the strongest foreigner. I've said that for a bit concerning Dewalt because there's been, like, a lot of people, excuse me, saying it was Bonneth, and Bonneth has had better results overall. But I think if you look at the way that Dewalt plays, he takes so much from the Korean pros and emulates them so much that his play is just super robust because of that. And I think he's really shown that here. Of course, all of them great players anyways. So this is going to be a pool first. This is going to be a 9 pool from Sziky. See if he's able to catch Dewalt this time. Maybe the 9 pool could get damage done. Soverlord going to scout top left. Looks like the drone going to scout the bottom right. And he'll know that, unfortunately, it is going to be cross-spawn for his 9 pool. It's going to have to travel a bit further to try to get that damage done. Interesting second pylon, by the way. I feel like I rarely see that, but that would work perfectly with this pylon, right? Like, this pylon allows you to make it on the low ground. That's a less travel distance for your first probe. So it can just go back to mining. So very highly optimized here. And this will allow you to build the rest of the wall. Also, you know what? You can't unpower the gateway by killing the pylon. That's kind of cool. There's several cool things about this. Interesting. All right, the probe sees the Zerglings come in, so he knows that it's a 9 pool now. 1 turns around to chase the probe. And now you're going to have to pull a couple probes down here to defend as well. Generally, against these fast pools, when you do a gateway expansion, well, it looks like he's going to try to wall off here completely, but you know, there's a little bit of micro. Like, Sziky can attack these buildings, and then the Zealots have to walk out, and there's just a little dance where, see, you walk out, you take a hit, you walk back without getting surrounded. And you do this a couple times. You just have to make sure that you're running quickly enough so that the Zerglings can't block. Because if you block and surround it, it dies. Well, not when this one pops out. But before that, it would have. So, solid defense so far here from Dewalt. Sziky going up to 3 hatches. And just staying active with the Zerglings, right? Zealots trying to chase them away a little bit. Right now, you know, Dewalt trying to be as greedy as possible. He doesn't really want to make a cannon too quickly. I mean, when he makes one, it's much easier to walk out with Zealots. Looks like he's just going to go ahead and scout with this one and put a little bit of pressure on. Meantime, the probe is still alive here. Important to note. Still waiting to see when that layer will start. You always have a timing in your head when you're in the base scouting Zerg, you know? 20 seconds after that first gas returns, you're going to have the layers start, or they're spending it on Zergling speed, or they're bad, or they're trying to trick you, which is, it falls under them being bad too. So, you know, the probe sees that the layer was in time, so he's not really fearful of a speedling all-in necessarily here. But this is the tricky part. While the probe was up here, more lings were made out of the other hatches. So, like, we're drone light and ling heavy. But, like, what are you trying to do here? Maybe he tries to counterattack when these Zealots run out. Maybe that's the play? Or, I mean, you could just pool the Zerglings and utilize them to kill the Zealots, right? You either need to make the Zealots turn around, or you need to kill them. So, We'll see what his choice is. Looks like he's pulling back for now. His Overlord's keeping pretty good vision on everything. Going up towards the main base. He will find the Stargate up there. Probe's still alive. Damn, dude. That thing just will not die. You have to kill it with mutas. Spire gets started. +1 air attack on the way here for Dewalt. And actually, this is a funny thing. I believe the Overlord saw that. I do believe that this started as the Overlord had vision of it. I didn't think to check, but I was remembering back to the game where Sziky actually went for mutas. He made like 30 mutas in the game and never got +1 air armor. But Dewalt had not gotten +1 air attack, right? So you don't necessarily need it if your opponent doesn't get +1 air attack. So he's getting the same gas at the same time he did in the big Mutalist game. So let's see if this game, based on the fact that Dewalt's getting +1 air attack, if he gets +1 air armor. If it is, in fact, you know, mutas that he wants to go for here. That is interesting. Love to learn that right now about the way Sziky wants to play. Look at that mini-map, by the way. Just lings splayed everywhere. All right, 5 mutas on the way for that harassment. Exactly the same as we saw previously from Sziky. No carapace, though. No flyer carapace. So as this +1 finishes, the Mutalisks will get super duper dominated. Now, he does pop an Overlord. He might go after a second, but Scourge are going to be popping out here. Okay, the Corsairs see them and turn around. They're not going to get caught by the Scourge. They can definitely get back to the cannons. Cannons being made. Look at this. A shield battery as well. I love it. I love it. You know, that makes it take 3 Scourge hits when you think about it. If 1 Scourge hits and you heal with a shield battery, I never knew that. I never thought of that because I don't think I've ever seen a pro utilize shield batteries with Corsairs against Muta. Oh, he actually kills the Scourge there. His +1 not yet done. +1 carapace on flyers being researched here for Sziky. And look at that. Beautiful splitting. Brings up Scourge as well. But his mutas are very badly bruised. So I do think Dewalt came out on top there. Great micro from Sziky. He made the best of a poor situation. And now it's time for the gateway ads. Much better probe count than we saw previously in the other Mutalist game from Dewalt. Seems like Dewalt's getting better. Better opener here this time. You recall previously it was like 3 gates in the natural and he was on 3 gates forever. Here we're already getting up to 6. +1 is done. Tons of Corsairs. A lot of Zealots with legs moving out now with that +1 as well. Zergling's just going to fall apart like paper airplanes here. Wet tissues against that +1 Zealot attack. And the amount of Zealots as well. Right, running into this 3rd base. Ooh, a lot of Scourge. A lot of Scourge. Okay, so Sziky is kind of doubling down on the Mutalisks. And, you know, he does have that +1 flyer carapace on the way. So when that's done, it, like, helps out immensely against the Corsairs. But just the pure amount of Mutalisks he's making, he is going to have a ton of Scourge. And the Scourge are going to have to do pretty well. Dewalt, wouldn't be surprised if he goes up to, like, 11 Corsairs at this point. If you see your opponent still making mutas, like, you got to be careful about it. Dewalt maybe getting ready for a 3rd base. Perhaps he feels like he should stay defensive here. If you're not going to attack, you may as well make that Nexus. And one thing to mention, he did make 6 gates. Remember, on 2 base, you can support 8. So if you're going 6, I remember years ago that I used to see that and say, oh, it's 6 gates, so they're going to go quick 3rd. But that kind of disappeared from the metagame. I don't recall seeing anyone do that in literally years now. So if Dewalt does that, I feel like that's a deep-reaching knowledge of an older time, or a very good understanding of the fundamentals of what you're trying to do here. Okay, +1 flyer carapace is done. Here come his Mutalisks. Don't forget, Storm is done as well. Did he hide a High Templar here? You can actually hide High Templars behind buildings. Okay, goes after the cannon immediately. The Corsair is coming up. Lots of Scourge here. Oh my god, going after those Corsairs. He's tanking cannon shots here. Oh my god, the Scourge will end up landing. 4 remain. 4 is still going to be reasonable, but the big counterattack comes down. Great SimCity, a lot of Sunkens. Look at this, 4 Sunkens, 4 Sunkens. Really hard to break through something like this. The drone's coming up, getting in the way. High Templars are coming, though. Might want to try to snipe those. In the meantime, it looks like the Mutas have chosen to fight, and they will knock out all of the Corsairs, but there's an Archon about to come in, too. Kind of a crazy battle right now. Oh, my God. Okay, so where are we at after that? 28 against 37 workers. He's popped basically the Protoss army. The Corsairs are all gone. The Mutas are all gone. Honestly, go Muta again. Yeah, he actually... there are a few Mutas left over. I guess he got away from the Archon. But he is making a bunch more Mutas. I actually think that is the best thing he could possibly do here. Right? The Corsair count is down to nothing. Like, yeah, maybe there's some Archons and everything, but this is going to give you probably the biggest bang for your buck. The biggest potential, maybe, to get something actually done, instead of, like, a mediocre amount of Hydralisks. Third base up and mining here for Dewalt. Sziky getting some drones down to his natural. His worker count, not super good right now. 24 against 43. I think it's time to go across the map with these Mutalisks. Archon's sitting on defense. Triple cannon, double cannon. Single cannon. Double cannon. Triple cannon. All right, Muta's flying across the map. I feel like this is going to decide what's going to happen this game. Let's see what these Mutas can get done. Ooh, a Dark Archon on the way. I love to see it. Okay, that was a good dodge. Barely took damage there. Gonna take out the cannon super quickly. Take out the High Templar. Take out the Dark Templar or Dark Archon. Yes! The Dark Archon being hunted. He goes to his friend, the Light Archon, and the Light Archon tries to save him, but doesn't. But we did lose 5 Mutas. We did lose 5 Mutas there. He did some damage. It wasn't a complete loss, right? Okay, another probe. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. My observing is a little bit lacking. Sorry. But he is picking off, like, a lot right now. Look at this. 3 more High Templars? No. One of them makes it out. Archon zoning for him. Takes another Archon down here. Now, during this time, 12 more drones have been hatched. His economy kind of back online. A little bit weak here. Very good saturation. Good saturation. Honestly, just needs to send drones back up here. You want you want as even a spread as possible per mineral patch, right? One drone per mineral patch is oftentimes very, very good. All right, flies in again. Oh, that Storm. Oof. Lots and lots of damage. Another Dark Archon has been made. Oh, are we going to see the Fabled Mutalisk kill an Archon micro? The cannon making this so much harder on them. Okay, picks off. Picks off. Ooh, he's getting a lot of High Templars again. Dude, if you kill enough High Templars enough times, maybe you end up coming back in a game like this. Here's that third gas to worry about, unfortunately. Some good storms go off, zone those Mutas out. A lot of Hydras being made. Lurker upgrade coming in. Lots of Hydras coming out. Did he kill enough High Templars to make this attack work? We have one Storm, one Maelstrom, and soon to be another Storm, soon to be 3 more Storms. So right now there's one Storm, one Maelstrom. Okay, he has the Mutas. Oh, he gets the Maelstrom down. That is a very good one. All right, does a Storm? The Storm actually, I mean, okay, yeah. He kills those units off, but that was 2 of his spells. Those were the 2 spells he had. But he is going to have another there and another there. Yeah, they're just coming into their mana now. So that's 1 more. 2 more Storms. Oh, he picks that one off. So that's it for spells right now. Now it just comes down to Dragoon, Archon, Zealot. Sziky microing back frantically. It looks like the Observer is here and nothing to pick it off. He doesn't target it down. And uh-oh, it looks to me like it might be another Dewalt victory coming up. Yeah, this is not looking super hot. With 35 drones, you're not coming back. GG! And Dewalt takes another game. The guy's a beast. The guy is a beast. Let's take a look at the score. We need somebody to beat Dewalt here, so that we have 2nd place and 3rd place decided, because I have prizes for 2nd place and 3rd place. We might actually, after tonight, if Dewalt 2-0s from here, then, you know, that's it. We have to, if he 2-0s from here, I guess I just have to have another match between Sziky and Gypsy. I'll talk to them, I guess, about what they want to do. Okay. We're going to go into our next game. No, I'm not going to give him all the prize money. All right, guys. We are going to get into it. Only 2 games remain, probably. On Sylphid, we have here up at 12 o'clock in the red, Gypsy. And over here on the left side, we have Dewalt. I gotta say, okay, so there's an interesting dynamic here, because it feels like Dewalt's PVZ is just too good. Like, both Hawk and Sziky are very good at the matchup, but just fell a little bit short against him. Even though they make some moves that are good, like his defense against Mutalisk is so strong, and then he just like micros his army really well and gets a 3rd base, and he's unbelievably strong. But the games against Gypsy have been very good. So if Gypsy wins, okay, let's say Gypsy finally takes a map from Dewalt, because it did feel like this could happen, right? I mean, the games we watched tonight, at least one Gypsy absolutely should have won. Obviously, the DT drop was a little bit sad, but what can you do? But then, I mean, I was hoping, and I was thinking we'd see it no matter what, Gypsy versus Sziky tonight. But that, I think, would be great, because I think that, you know, Zyky's Zerg vs. Terran, unbelievably strong. In fact, he like, wrecked Mihu last time they played, just to put that in some perspective. So, would love to see that against Gypsy, who has very, very strong Terran vs. Zerg, in my opinion. Okay, so Gypsy here looks like he does want to go for an 11 gas. Oh, that's a brutal 11 gas. He could have gotten that like 3 seconds earlier, but no SCV wanted to return. Craziness. Sometimes they're so stubborn, these SCVs. But still, a quick gas from him there. We'll see where Dewalt wants to go with his opener. It's not like a fast Nexus or anything, so we'll see what the quicker factory is able to actually do against him. Scout coming out here from Gypsy. Standard timing. And Dewalt just going to scout him first here as well. So, I mean, pretty normal openers so far. There is a Zealot coming for Dewalt, so that's one thing to mention. Doubt he'll be able to get too much done with it. That's another nice thing about getting a very, very fast factory. You can see that factory, it's about 8 seconds faster than an average factory from a 12 gas or something like that, right? So that means that, you know, if it's 8 seconds faster there, you get a Vulture 8 seconds faster, which means, you know, a lot of this harassment stuff, this pressure that goes on early from Protoss just gets shut down. Your second Marine is a little bit slower with this build, though, so if it's a very fast zealot, like a center gate, maybe that could be a little bit trickier. But then the Vulture might punish that also. There's a lot of good things about it. Kind of a cool wall there. That is tight, and he can make the add-on as well. So kind of walled off this entire area. Zealot going to be popping in, but honestly, I don't think the Zealot has any potential here for damage. 3 Marines and a Vulture coming out. Ooh, the Zealot kind of hides in a funny place. So the idea behind the Zealot here is when the Dragoon comes up, you flank with the Zealot. Oh, no, never mind. Looks like he wanted to send it in right away. I guess he's just trying to soften everything up. And he gets... Okay, those are both one hit for a Goon. But with the Vulture here, you still can't break it. See, he'll target them, but, like, you can see he's already lost, like, 20% of his actual hit points. Over half his health is gone already. And you can see Gypsy keeping the injured Marine in the back. So Dewalt's next is about halfway done. The command center just started, and in fact, goes ahead and makes the bunker immediately. That tells us that he's a little bit nervous that a second Dragoon could appear suddenly. And if a second Dragoon appears and that's your army, you might actually lose the game because of that. Alright, the Goon comes up and, well, we wait next to see what Dewalt wants to do. Robo. No more crazy DT drops or anything like that. Mines on the way here for Gypsy. And going Armory as well. So this is just a very straight up build that we're seeing from Gypsy, right? It's an upgrade Terran build, a very fast Armory with the mines. Standard stuff. We'll see if he wants to go eBay. We'll see if he wants to go Academy here. You really can go either. The eBay is a little bit more safe. Basically, if you get that eBay early, you're just never going to die to anything cloaked that tries to run in your front, or, you know, you obviously have a lot of anti-air that you can put up as well. But we shall see what Gypsy wants. Doesn't really need it yet anyways. Throwing some mines down in the path of the Dragoons at the other expansions as well, so this is just giving him a little bit of map control right now. Some ideas of where Dewalt is and where he is not. He'll be able to keep track more easily of when that third base is going down just by looking what mines get cleared in what order. That'll give him a very good idea. Observatory just finishing up. Just some pretty standard, right? Like 2-gate Goon Observer. It's going to be the cleanest way to take your third base. There is that engineering bay now. Starting to mine from his natural. All right, clearing the egg, just getting a second factory and everything. Throwing down those turrets right when he needs them. Just very standard timings from Gypsy. Dewalt clearing the map at this point. Is going for that slightly delayed Reaver. Has become very popular lately. So, a little story about that. It's actually really fun to watch pro gamer ideas change and opinions change. So at first, the pro gamers for a little bit were saying Observer into Reaver is terrible because it slows down Reaver, and now everyone likes it. So it's just it's fun to see that, right? The hyperbole that comes out of pro gamers when they're talking about what is good and what is bad. Observer just kind of checking what's going on. Siege mode not quite ready, so he can put on a little bit of pressure. His Observer's going to see when these siege, so he'll be able to pull back. Vulture's trying to go in for a bit of a raid, but can't do it. Third Nexus getting started. Starport in pretty good time there to line up with getting his 2-1 upgrades. So Gypsy really getting very fast upgrades. Honestly, looking at these two builds, These are basically the two, like, kind of high skill builds that you see in this matchup. Like, both of them are doing builds that are kind of, like, infinitely safe and flexible, right? Like, these two builds kind of equal each other out. No one has the edge, but you could get the edge. Most of it comes from if Protoss overextends early on. Because, like, when you're doing this type of upgrade Terran, you just don't have an army. Like, you see, like, you would never move out because you're focusing so heavily on upgrades. You're just in a defensive stance always with this. He gets the add-on rather quickly. This is important to note. We might be seeing him. There's, like, a couple things. Cloaked Wraiths, I don't think we'll see. That's, like, a very niche, trendy thing people are trying to do against Snow right now, specifically. But most likely what we'll see here is just a dropship and Gypsy trying to get just a little bit of counter harassment going before any cannons get up. Which he might be able to do. This is, like, well hidden. It's in the back of the base. You're not going to see this. All right, speed is done. Oh, no, it's not. Is it? Yeah, it is. Okay. He's slowed down, so I'm like, wait, what? Anyways, the Vulture are going to come over to try to help clear this. No great missile turrets here. And he's making a dropship, not a Wraith. And this is something Dewalt's going to see. So Dewalt can actually go for, like, anti-drop at this point. Oh my god, the Reaver is actually doing fantastically, by the way. A lot of kills so far. A lot of kills. Oh my god, the Zelt Bomb as well. Eats those tank shots, drops again. Wraith on the way. Oh, did he cancel out the dropship? He did, but he did it kind of late. I think he realized things were not going well. He's down almost 20 workers now. It's very painful. I don't know that there's any way out here. Yeah, not anymore. Wraith kills it off. Okay, so finally the nightmare of that Reaver is over. Let's take a look what Dewalt's doing at home. Okay, so some anti-drop cannon going down. Looks like he had a badly placed pylon there, so we're going to kill that off. Has that third base up and mining. Anti-drop cannon. Getting a fourth base up on that high ground. A few vultures running out. Might be able to catch probes transferring if he holds them back for a little bit. Dewalt going to the front, maybe just to slow a push out to a third base. Gypsy getting ready with this third nexus. We'll see if he wants to take this location. Textbook Terran says that this location is better for your third because Protoss is over here, so it takes them a lot longer to get over here. So this is better defended, whereas it takes them no time to get here. So this one would be more easily overrun. But let's say you want to do a 3-base attack. Maybe this is the base you want to take as Gypsy, so you have like a staging point. You know, again, the beautiful thing about Brood where everyone plays it in their own way. Except Filthy Cheesers, that's not beautiful. Now, Vulture's going to run in a little bit of a raid. They do catch one probe going down. The mines, yeah. Let's see if he can get some. Ooh, not a bad mine hit. Sees the multiple shuttles. Doesn't really get that much damage. Oh, it looks like we have a little drop going down. Almost missed it there. Not sure how much damage he'll get. Didn't get a lot at the natural. Got like 2 probes maybe. Here, 3. Yeah, it's about 3 probes. Not like terrible. Like you can do little moves like this. Notice the probe count isn't like out of control right now. 57. He's lost some vultures, but like if you're playing a much more turtley upgrade game, this is okay. By the way, he is getting cloak. So that thing I was talking about, it's not a joke. He is getting cloak. It's not a joke. Rhymes. Okay, so the Wraith's coming up. Gonna pop that shuttle so quickly. Hasn't given away that there's cloak yet. Dewalt probably has played against it just slightly. Like, I think all Terran players know this exists, but not everyone's used it yet, the cloaked Wraith thing. But it's just something to, like, really try to shut down Reaver. You know, a lot of times they'll sit out here with, like, a shuttle with a Reaver to slow you. And what you do is you just scan, you kill the observers, then you kill the shuttle, and then the Reavers can't be microed. So that's kind of the idea behind the cloaked Wraiths. It's not like you're going to utilize them for so much more after that. It's just, you're clearing shuttles, and that's it. But he's killed the shuttles off. Gypsy should be able to push out. He is down 30 supply right now. But I think he's okay. He's very heavy on siege tanks. Dewalt, well, he is bringing over some Zealots, but when you take this area, Zealots aren't quite as strong. You know, you have these ledges that kind of keep everything back. The High Templars in here, though. High Templars very good against this expansion because everything gets very choked up on the defense and on the attack. Okay, he dives on the Observer, but he's actually going to lose his Wraiths before he kills it, unfortunately. Storm's going down, starting to bust through here a little bit. Oh, the Storm's on the tanks. He actually can kill the Command Center if he just targets it. Oh, and he's going to do that. He's going to pull back and target it just perfectly. Oh, got to kill those mines, got to kill those mines. Oh, maybe he just barely can't. You know what? Me and Dewalt both thought that, so you can't say I'm dumb. But yeah, Gypsy with a stronghold. This tank in here actually being a bit of a hero as well. Damn. All right, Gypsy going to repair that up. He's got a good amount of factories. 7 facts going to allow him to produce a good amount. (2-1) is done. 3-2 not started. I think right now it's more important to get a 4th base anyways, and I think Gypsy knows that as well. He has his SCV kind of waiting in that area. Double Zealot bombs going to be coming in. A mostly siege tank defense. Very few turrets. None up right now. Oh, man. From bad to worse. GG is called. And Dewalt wins another game. All right, we're going into what is probably our last game. We'll look at the score. That's pretty convincing. That's pretty convincing. Yeah, it's a good question who gets second place if they both go 4. That's a very good question. All right. We're going to get into our last game, probably. We don't know what's going to happen. Here we go. Last game of Ascension. Asterisk, probably. Sziky in the top right. Looks like we're on Paradiso, I believe. Or is this Vermeer? I think this is... Yeah, it is Paradiso. Okay, I thought so. Anyways, the Dewalt right now, it has dominated so hard, it's kind of crazy. I really didn't expect... Like, I'm not super surprised that he's going to win. He's won the tournament. You know, looking at this finals, it really felt like any of the 3, based on how they've been playing, could have won. But to win in such a fashion, that's some real domination. I mean, it's crazy. Like, everything has gone right for him. And he fought his way out of, like, losing positions as well. Like, there were very tough games for him. And he just fought back, you know, very notably that Polypoid game against Gypsy early on. That might have been the back-breaking game for Gypsy, you know? That's where it's like, okay, let's play our best. And he does this amazing game, gets way ahead, and somehow loses in 43 minutes. Yeah, looks like it's going to be a gateway expansion here from Dewalt. Going to go ahead, send his probe across. We do have an overpool. So Overlord into spawning pool. A build that was super popular for a long time in this match. We don't see it as much anymore. I feel like it's been replaced by Hatchery first. I think Zergs are very comfortable going Hatchery first and defending everything at this point. Dewalt not finding him on his first try here. And just going to go ahead and expand as that pool is finishing up. Dewalt with that first sellout. Of course, as he scouts this, well, he'll check how many lings are being made, right? Because you got to get good at identifying exactly what's going on. Like, could he have lings yet? Well, based on hatchery health, no. Right? Like, you see there's a second Overlord coming out at that time. I guarantee you these are things that Dewalt is aware of. As you get up to this type of level, you, like, start noticing all these little nuances. That's really what a lot of what high-level StarCraft becomes. As your mechanics get really, really good, you just get better and better at reading different things that are occurring in the game. These little tiny differences where it's like, oh wait, that Overlord is coming out right now. As I'm scouting the second main, that's an overpool. There's no lings on the map. I don't have to be scared. Anyways, the lings chasing this. Chasing the probe down a bit. Zealot sitting back in a defensive manner. And, well, third base. Kind of a funny third base. I would have assumed he would take this because it's closer. But very wide open. This has more of a choke. So if you're going to play a bigger macro game, you're going to have a better SimCity here than here every single time. This would be very open to massive Zealot attacks. This one, not so much. It's like, do you go up the low ramp? Or, you know, he'll probably put like a hatchery here or something, right? Something to block. See those bones? That makes like a tight wall against everything. Alright, probe gonna run through the lings here. He does want to catch it. Okay, Hydralisk Den coming up. So this is gonna be 3-hatch Hydra once again. Can Dewalt get the scout off on that? By the way, he has a forge, but this is the first cannon. Now that's not a very good anti... Oh wait, yeah, that's not a very good anti-Hydra cannon, right? Like, this wall can be busted pretty quickly. A lot of lings being made. Probe's still staying alive. We might see some Zealots run out to try to figure out what's going on as well. He has those 7 drones that I was talking about previously. The 9 drones here. 2, but it should go up to 3. We'll see if he does. Right, a lot of lings going across the map right now. And look at this. Okay, so hold on. Okay, he goes... he didn't start a Corsair, but he had Citadel. I'm like, how does he know? How does he possibly know what's going on here? Because, like, skipping Corsair and going Citadel for legs and just throwing down cannons, that would be, like, super optimal against this, I guess, right? Like, I mean, I guess the Corsair is still pretty helpful. Because you do get to see when they stop making Hydras, right? That's a very important aspect of the rush. But obviously it doesn't do anything to affect the immediacy of the attack. Alright, so second cannon coming up. Here goes the good old Corsair across the map. It's going to meet 2 Hydras, maybe in the center. Look at how he pulls the Hydras aside. He was trying to pull them in case a Corsair continued to go up in that line. And he is kind of catching it, putting a lot of damage on it. 28 health remains. Alright, 2 more cannons, 3 more cannons on the way. Dewalt here, he can lose the wall, not a big deal. He's got to get these cannons warped in. Alright, starting to bust this gateway down. Trying to open up this area. I tell you what, man. Like, these buildings are going to buy him just enough time to get these cannons in. It's kind of crazy. Has enough Zealots here as well. Did not waste anything. I got some crazy news. We might... just have Dewalt 8-0. Like, I mean, that's a lot of cannons, man. That is a lot of cannons. Another hatchery is being made here from Sziky. Still making Hydras, though. Damn, man. He's at 962 right now. And going up to the 4th hatchery. Look at how many cannons he's making. Dewalt is so serious right now. But it's still more Hydras. And look at this. This is the important part, is the Corsair spots more Hydras coming out. If you don't see the drone count growing, make cannons for days. Like, look, he's making cannons back here. He's going to have cannons back to his gas. He's going to have cannons up here. I mean, when he has no room left to build gateways, maybe that's how you win as Zerg. You tech to one Guardian and you kill him. Look, he's putting a pylon here so he can put cannons here. I kid you not. It's still Hydras hatching. All right, here we go. This is going to decide it right here. That is a lot of Hydras right there. Really railing through just about everything. That is a lot of cannons as well, though. The Zealots with their legs come back out to fight once again. I think that's going to be it, guys. I think we are so close to done now. High Templars are coming out. Storm is halfway done. Sziky's going to give it another try. Making Lings, making Hydras. Oh, and GG is called. Well. So that happened. We have our champion. And yeah, I will figure out and tell you guys like tomorrow, I guess, what's going to happen for second, third place. But let's take a look at the score. Dewalt absolutely dominates. Did Dewalt lose a map? Did Dewalt go 15-0 in this tournament? Oh, did he lose to Hawk once? I'm trying to remember. I think he did lose to Hawk once. Yeah. So Hawk gets second place. No. But that's amazing. What an amazing run there for Dewalt. The best record of the tournament by far. And what else can I say? A big thank you guys for tuning in. If you've enjoyed Ascension and you would like to, you can donate to the prize pool. This is the last call for it since I will be paying out tomorrow. But you can definitely check that out if you would like. Just use the command Ascension. Right now we have, like, I should make that a smaller window. You've raised $675, so thank you very much, guys. Appreciate that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching Ascension. I hope that you enjoyed the tournament. I definitely learned a lot. Not casting it, but I mean, well, yeah, I mean, I always learn by watching games and stuff. Goes into that giant bank of games in my head, but I mean, about running tournaments and everything. Definitely learned a lot this time. Big thank you to all the players. Congratulations against Dewalt. And, of course, to Gypsy and Sziky for also making it to that finals and giving us some exciting games there at the end. Okay, guys, thank you for watching.